letting Lukaku go out on loan. Bernard, would you say that's football genius or football dummy?
I would say it's not really a genius or a dummy. It's more like a gummy. Right? Because it's you had to make a decision. You have a player who's basically $100 million player who has shot himself in the foot because he doesn't want to be there. So you had to get rid of him. That's on one side of it. So that make it look like a genius move. But then on the other side, that make it look like a dummy move. You have that same player who you bought for $100 million. You can't just give him one season. You have to try again to make it work because you spend so much money on him. And he's supposed to be the guy that bridge the gap so you could win the league. Right? And now you're in a situation where you have no strikers and you're here scrapping around trying to get 33-year-old strikers hoping that he can come deliver. Right?
Right.
So it didn't make sense to me on one hand, but I understand, because as an Arsenal fan, I understand when you have a player that don't want to be there, you have to get rid of the bad apples. So it's in between.
So in between. So he's not a dummy and he's not a genius. So he's a gummy.
Yes.
Half dummy,
yes.
half genius. Half gummy, half genius. Gummy.
Yep.
All right, I got you on that one. I'm gonna go with football dummy on this one. I feel like,
okay.
Yeah, I feel like you bring a striker in for $100 million. Although owners have switched, the manager has not switched. Tuchel is still there. Lukaku, we knew what he was before he came to Chelsea. He's a guy where he fits certain systems. We saw it not work at United, but we saw it work at Inter, where he won the league. So you bring him into Chelsea. These guys, you spend $100 million on a player. You would expect the coach to be kind of building the team around this player, and that did not happen, which is where his complaints came from last season. We saw Chelsea start off the 2022 campaign, without a striker, and we're still waiting on Kai Havertz to deliver. They haven't been getting goals from Mason Mount, which they had in past seasons, and it just hasn't looked the same Chelsea without an out number 9. Last season, although Lukaku didn't score a whole lot of goals, you still had that option to bring him off the bench when healthy. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with football dummy on this one, and not to mention that you buy something for $100 million, and then the person that you bought it from, right? You give it right back to them for essentially free. Definitely football dummy on that one for me, Gingerbread. Sorry, Mama.
Yes, but you're not worried about that same. You're not worried about the issues that it's going to cause within the team and the locker room. I think that's why they had to get rid of him, because it's very challenging to have that one player, that big personality in the locker room that's going to cause a hell of a problem. Because that